A very good afternoon to you all. A very good afternoon to you all. Oh wow, it's good to see how we look without filters. Again, Facebook has removed all our filters. So now takungoya takadaro, my content creators and all the people that are on social media, on Facebook. So this is my face. This is how I look without filters. You know, the filter gives you a nice nose. The filter gives you a nice complexion and what. But anyway, now we are just coming as we are. And this is how I look without filters. And my name is Jane the Blessed. And I'm here today on a Monday. It's my lunch hour and we are talking about UK, okay? So there are so many people that have been asking me questions and I've been deliberating about talking about this for so many reasons, okay? For so many reasons and, you know, but I actually realized, wow, this is not a sensitive topic as I would think or as I would love to assume it is, but because it's public information, you know, when information is on a public platform, then that means there is no sensitivity with it. So being me, I would love to share some opportunities, and this is an answer and response to many people who have been asking me to talk about this, like Sissy Jean, can you talk about seeking asylum in the UK? Okay, so today I'll be talking about seeking asylum in the UK, and I've given you where you can also find this information on the website of the United Kingdom government, where you can read for yourself what is required and what is needed, okay? Thank you so much to those that are commenting about my skin. This is actually how I look, but I play around with filters and make myself look somewhere, something. But this is how I look. If you meet me in the streets, this is how I look without filters, okay? So, ndini ndekedero inichishona oro our today's slang, okay? So, seeking asylum in the UK, many people don't know that you have got a right if you need to seek asylum in the UK. And what do they say about it? They say you must apply for asylum if you want to stay in the UK as a refugee. You must apply for asylum if you want to live in the UK as a refugee. No one should do it for you, but you must apply for asylum if you want to live in the United Kingdom as a refugee, which means that everyone that wants to live in the United Kingdom as a refugee must apply for asylum. Okay, so the overview, like roughly, what is it all about? To be eligible, you must have left your country and be unable to go back because you fear persecution. So, muchishona zviri kunze, unofanira kunge uri munhu akabva kunyika yake, uchiuya ku UK, nenyaya yekuti uri kutyika kudzokera kunyika kwako, nenyaya yekuti unozosungwa kana kushungurudzwa nekundundurudzwa uchisungwa, nditi ndokundundurudzwa nekushungurudzwa ndo persecution ka so to be eligible to seek this asylum in the UK, you must have left your country and be unable to go back. So you must be someone that is not able to go back. So once you seek asylum, it means you are not able to go back to your country of residence or your country of citizenship because you are afraid of this persecution, okay? And then what is it that gives you the eligibility to claim asylum, okay? To stay in the UK as a refugee, you must be unable to live safely in any part of your own country because you fear persecution there, okay? You must be unable to live safely in any part of your own country because you fear persecution. Haukwanise kugara munyika yako yawakaberekerwa or any part of nyika yako yawakaberekerwa because uri kutyika persecution. This persecution must be because of, must be because of, number one, your race, okay? You are white, you are black, your race must be one of the reasons. Number two, your religion. You can't live in your country because of your religion, okay? Number three, you can't live in your country or go back to your country because of your nationality, okay? Number four, you can't live in your country because of your political opinion, okay? Political opinion. Maonero or mafungiro ako maringe nezvematongerwo enyika chinogona kunge chiri icho chikonzero chiri kuita kuti utye kudzokera kunyika yako yawakaberekerwa kana kuti yaunogara. Anything else that puts you at risk because of the social, cultural, religious, or a political situation in your country, for example, your gender. Now taakutaura nezve ngochani kana kuti vanhu vaya vanozvita varume vari vakadzi kana vakadzi vari varume, your gender, gender identity, or sexual orientation, okay? Ndo zvikonzero zvinoita kuti ukwanise kupiwa upoteri munyika ye-United Kingdom, okay? I'll repeat this again. The persecution that you're afraid to receive is because of your race, your religion, your nationality, your political opinion, anything that puts you at risk because of your social, cultural, religious, or a political situation in your country, for example, your gender, gender identity, or a sexual orientation, okay? When you claim when can your claim not be considered, okay? Your claim might not be considered if you, number one, you are from an EU country, European Union country. Number two, you have traveled to the UK through a safe third country. Okay, so if you are going to the UK to seek an asylum, you must not pass through a safe third country. Okay, a safe third country. Which are safe third countries? These are countries that offer asylum as well. For example, South Africa. Okay, so for example, you are living Botswana, you want to go to the UK to seek asylum. You must not pass through South Africa, because the moment you pass through South Africa, they will tell you you were supposed to stop in South Africa and seek asylum in South Africa instead of seeking asylum in the United Kingdom. Okay, so when you're going, when you know you want to go to and seek asylum in the United Kingdom, you must not pass through a country that offer asylum seekers. For example, gave you one good example, South Africa. Why? Because South Africa is a third country that offers asylum. Unenge uchinzi ungadai watsvaga upoteri hwako munyika iri padhuze newe, oro yawatanga kusvika nyika South Africa. Zvichireva izvo kuti kana wafunga kuti uda kuenda kunyika ye Britain kunotsvaga upoteri, unofanira kuziva kuti tiketi rako rendege haridariki nemune dzimwe nyika dzinogona kukupa chii? Upoteri. I hope mandinzwisisa ipapo. Let me go back to English. Okay, now let's go to family members. You can include your partner when you're seeking asylum. You can include your partner and your children that are under 18 years as dependents in your application if they are with you in the UK. You can include your partner and your children that are under 18 as dependents in your application if they are with you in the United Kingdom. If your application is successful, any dependents named on it can usually stay for the same amount of time as you. They will not get refugee status unless they make their own claim for asylum, which means vanongouya vachiwana mapepa because iwewe unenge wakatosika kudhara. Refugee status means someone is protected by the Refugee Convention. They can, for example, apply for family reunion, apply for a refugee integration loan. Okay. What documents must you provide if you are seeking for asylum in the UK? So if you are seeking for asylum in the UK, you should bring the following documents if you have them. Documents you should bring if you have them include, number one, passport and travel document. They need to see your passport and your travel document. Number two, identification documents. For example, identification cards, birth certificates, marriage certificates, and school records. Anything you think will help you with your application, you should bring it when you apply. documents to prove your UK address, okay? Which means you can be someone that is already in the UK and you decide to seek your asylum in the UK. You're already in the UK. If you are already in the UK, you and your dependents must bring documents that prove your UK address. So if you're already in the UK, you and your dependents must bring documents that prove your UK address. You need different documents depending on whether you're living in your own accommodation or staying with someone else. Living in your own accommodation, you will need to provide documents showing your full name and address. This could be a bank statement, housing benefit book, council tax notice, tenants agreement, household bill. When you are staying with someone, you will need to provide a recent letter, less than 3 months old, from the person you are staying with to confirm you have their permission to stay there. Documents showing the full name and address of the person you are staying with, like a council tax notice, tenants agreement, or household bill. Okay? How do you register your asylum claim in the UK? Okay? You register your asylum claim at a screening. This is a meeting with an immigration officer where you tell them about your case. You will have your screening at the UK border if you claim your asylum as soon as you arrive. So you can claim your asylum as soon as you land in the UK, or you can claim your asylum after living in the UK, okay? At your screening, you will be photographed. Unotorwa mufananidzo, you will have your fingerprints taken, vanotora ma fingerprints ako, you will have an interview to check who you are and where you are from. Vanokuita interview, vachikuda kuziva kuti ndiwe ani, uye uri kubva kupi. You will be asked why you want asylum. Vanokubvunza kuti sei uri kuda asylum iyi. You can bring written evidence to support your claim if you want, as well as other documents you need, okay? You need to say if you or your dependents are taking any medication and give any relevant medical information. For example, I'm on blood pressure medication, I'm on sugar diabetes medication, I'm HIV positive, I take ARVs, etc., epilepsy, etc. Any disease that you have, that you are taking medication on, you can put it down. You can tell them that you are taking medication. Zvinokubatsira zvakare kuti ubatsirwe nemapepa ekutsvagisa mishonga or nema resources ekuti ukwanise kuwana mishonga. You can ask for a male or a female interviewer. Zviri kwauri kuti ndinoda kuinterviewa nemunhu rume kana nemunhu kadzi. But your choice might not always be available. So it's wise kungoshanda nezviripo. Anditi, screening at the border. You must tell the border force officer that you want to claim asylum. That means unenge wakawana visa, for example, visitor's visa or whatever visa, rekupinda naro mu UK. Uchingosvika paborder ndopa unofanirwa kutaura kuti ndauya kuzotsvaga upoteri ipapo kana kuti unotanga wambopinda wozotsvaga, asi zvinokurudzirwa kunzi uchingopinda ibva waita zvekutsvaga upoteri hwako. They will call you back and ask simple questions about you and your family. You will not be asked why you are claiming asylum during the telephone call. You will be asked if you need help with housing. If you need help with housing, unobva wapiwa pekugara uri ipapo pa airport. The call may take up to 30 minutes. Panofonerwa screening officer ipapo. Asylum intake unit appointments line. Pane nhamba dziripo dzenhamba dzekuti kana uchida kutsvaga asylum vanoshanda Monday to Thursday 9 a.m. to 4:45. Kune vaye vari kuti tiri ku UKCCG vari kundinetsa tatambura tashaya kuti toita sei zvina kumira zvakanaka nema COS kana ndingazoti godyo Facebook yakutsananguraka. Saka ndimi vandiri kuitira video iyi kuti muone kuti pane imwe nzira inokutenderai zvakare kugara munyika yamuri iyoyo neupoteri. Handiti At the end, tell the asylum intake unit if you need any other dependents on your claim to be present at any stage of your asylum registration. For example, the welfare interview, or if your child and need to be accompanied. You are a child and need to be accompanied. You can ask to have an interpreter at your screening. Kana usinganzwe chirungu, unotenderwa kutsvagirwa munhu anotsanangura nechirudzi chako zvaunonzwa pa interview iyoyo. Handiti? If you have nowhere to live, kana usina kwekugara, you still need to call the asylum intake unit appointments line. Ndo number dziye idzi. Number dzavo dzinoti 030012349193. Number dze asylum intake unit dzinoti 030012349193. Vanoshanda kubva musi weMonday kusvika musi weThursday kubva na9 am kusvika na 4:45. Musi weFriday vanoshanda kubva na9 am kusvika na 4:30. So, if you have nowhere to live, you will need to call the asylum intake unit appointments line. They will call you back and you may be told to attend a screening appointment or go to a walk-in service at an asylum registration location. If the asylum registration location does not know you are coming, you may not be seen attending to your appointment, okay? Because of coronavirus, attend your appointment alone or with any dependents claiming asylum with you. If you are helping a child register their own asylum claim, only you can go with them to their appointment. You must bring the documents you need for your application. You must also bring any dependents, partner and children under 18 who are claiming asylum with you. If you show up without an appointment, you may be asked to come back another day. You cannot get financial help for travel to and from asylum intake unit. Hanza upiwe mari yekufambisa kuenda kwa asylum intake unit. Tell the appointment service if your situation changes before your appointment date. For example, if you can no longer stay where you are living. Okay? What happens after your screening? So, after your screening, the Home Office will review your case and decide whether it can be considered in the UK. You will be sent an asylum registration card, which is called ARC, to your UK address unless you have been detained. If the Home Office cannot send you an ARS immediately, they will send you an appointment letter telling you what to do next. You might also be sent an asylum questionnaire. If you get one, fill it in and return it by the deadline. The address and the deadline are written on the letter that comes with the questionnaire. If you cannot fill it in, call the Home Office Asylum team. Their phone number is on the letter. The Home Office will contact you about your asylum claim. If your contact details change, you must update them using the online form. Okay? If your case cannot be considered in the UK, it will be given to a caseworker. If your case cannot be considered in the UK, what happens? If your case cannot be considered in the UK, you may be sent to a safe country that will consider your asylum claim. This might happen if you have traveled to the UK through a safe third country, or you have a connection with another country that you could claim in, okay? Generally, a safe country is one that you are not a citizen of, you would not be harmed in, you would not send you on to another country where you will be harmed. That's a safe country. The Home Office can decide to send you to a safe country after your screening or your asylum interview. Caseworkers. You may have an asylum interview with your caseworker. They will make a decision about your application. They will also explain the asylum process and tell you what to do while you wait for your asylum decision. You will need to do go to regular meetings with your caseworker. These are known as reporting events. Tell your caseworker if you do not go to your reporting events, your asylum claim may be withdrawn and you may be detained. Tell your caseworker if you have any special needs, for example, if you have a disability or you need medication. Your ARC. Your ARC shows you have applied for asylum. You can use your ARC to show who you are, number 1. 2, show whether you have permission to work, number 2. 3, get health or education services with the card that I've spoken about, the ARC card. If you do not have your ARC card, contact the Home Office using the online form. If you have any problems, for example, you have not received your ARC through the post, you have lost it, it has been stolen, it has expired, you will be asked to give your Home Office or a port reference number or your ARC reference if you know it. What is being detained? You may be detained at an immigration removal center while you wait for your decision on your application. You will either be released if you get permission to stay in the UK, held until you are moved from the UK if you do not get permission to stay. You can also be detained and removed if it is decided that another country is responsible for offering you asylum. You may be able to appeal against the decision. When will you not be detained? You will not usually be detained if you are a child. They do not detain children. Vana avadetainwe. 2, you are elderly. Wati kurei hau detainwe. 3, you are a family with children. Kana mchinge mapinda mu UK muri muri ine vana hamu detainwe. 4, you are pregnant. Kana wakazvitakura zvakare haudetainwe mu UK. 5, you are accepted as being a victim of trafficking. Uri victim ye human trafficking haudetainwe. 6, you are able to provide independent evidence of torture. Unokwanisa kuratidza umboo hwokutochewa haudetainwe zvakare. 6, you have a mental or a physical condition that cannot be managed or will present a risk to others in an immigration removal center. Haudetainwe zvakare. Okay, toenda. Cancel your asylum claim. Inokanzurika seiko asylum claim kana usisade. Email the Home Office as soon as possible if you want to stop your asylum claim. For example, because you got another type of permission to stay in the UK. Okay, then you can cancel your asylum claim. I hope this is clear and I've clarified and I have explained how to seek asylum in the UK, what is required and the conditions and the process of seeking asylum, what is being detained, zvinofamba sei kana wadetainwa, ndevapi vanhu vasingadetainwe, tipabatisise ipapo kuti ndevapo vanhu vasingadetainwe. You are a child uri mwana, you are elderly wakura, you are a family with children, muri murume mukadzi nevana kana amai nevana, pese pane vana hamite sei hamudetainwe. You are pregnant, wakazvitakura zvakare haudetainwe. You are accepted as being a victim of trafficking haudetainwe. You are able to provide independent evidence of torture. Une umbo hwekuratidza kuti tarirai apa ndakatochewa, tarirai apa ndakatochewa haudetainwe zvakare. You have mental or physical condition that cannot be managed or would present risk to others in an immigration removal center. Haudetainwe zvakare. I hope information yandakupai ichabatsira vakawanda vanga vaine mubvunzo. This will give clarity to who can seek asylum and in the United Kingdom and unozvifambisa sei, what does the process, how is the process, how do you go about it and what happens and so forth and so forth. I think future if I've got inquiries again, I'll talk about the asylum interview. But for now, I think I've given you enough information. which you can use. Chaunofanirwa kuziva ndechekuti unofanirwa kunge watsvaga visa rekuti unopinda sei mu-United Kingdom kuti ukwanise kutsvaga upoteri. Handiti maconditions eupoteri aya akangofanana nekunyika dzese zvakare dzakasiyana siyana, zvakangoda kufanana nekunana Canada nekupi zvikonzero zvandakudzai zvekutsvaga upoteri ndizvozvo zvimwe chete zvinoita kuti munhu upiwe mapepa eupoteri. With that, my family, I'm also running out of time for my lunch time, so I hope I've explained to you. A lot has been asking vazhinji vakawanda vari ku UK vari kufunga kutora route iyi. I hope muchabatsirika pamuchaona video iyi. Mwari vekudenga ngavakuitirei zvakanaka. May the good Lord bless you. I love you so much. I will see you again tomorrow with another video regarding relocation journeys, relocation stories, and the opportunities that are out there. I love you so much. Today is a Monday. I just thought I had to bring this. It was long overdue and a lot of people keep on asking about this. I've given you where you can find this information so that mubatsirike. God bless you. I love you so much. I'm out.